In this video, you're going to learn how you can literally get paid for acquiring new customers on Meta through ads. And the mechanism for that is called low ticket to high ticket ascension. I will show you how you can get a negative cost per acquired customer. But not only that, these customers will be of higher quality. They will be in a less competitive pool of people, and they will be more likely to upsell on your entire backend selling and upselling system that I'm going to lay down in this video, right? So I'm holding nothing back here. I will show you the low ticket to high ticket ascension funnel, which is probably one of the best funnels for you high ticket business to scale. However, not so many people are doing it right now. For a reason. It's kind of complex, and that's why I'm going to lay it down here. But again, it's worth it. My name is Simon Esman. All I talk about here on this channel is scaling your high-ticket business. So no matter if you're a coach, if you're an agency owner, if you have a B2B SaaS business, how you can scale this business to 6 to 7 figures a month. Okay, this is all we talk about here. And again, this video is nothing else. This video is probably one of the most profound and let's say calculated scaling strategies, how you can literally cross that 6 to 7 figure line because you're getting paid for scaling, right? What you don't have with a VSL or webinar funnel, for example. So if you're new to this channel, again, you will absolutely love this video and everything we are laying down here about scaling strategies. And if you're already a subscriber, welcome back, my friend. I've got another banger for you. Okay, with that being said, guys, again, my name is Simon Esman. I operate campaigns, marketing directives, even sales partially across multiple client portfolios in the high-ticket space right now. We have generated weeks where we hit $167,000 in revenue. Our ad campaigns are currently absolutely crushing it. As you can see, for example, we've got a VSL campaign, which is booking us qualified calls for as little as $10. A webinars campaign are going through the roof. We have insane show-up rates across all of our events, and we currently just scaled one of our clients to another 6-figure month, and he was at literally 0. So we mainly did all of the stuff through ads, right? We literally partnered just with creators who didn't have the biggest following and scaled all of them with ads. And as you can see, it's going quite well right now. That's why I feel qualified to talk about the low ticket to high ticket ascension as well, especially since we're implementing it right now across various client accounts, right? No matter if that's in kind of a webinar campaign, if it's a separate campaign. And in this video, I will show everything I know about this, and I will tell you how you can do too. And first of all, why you should even bother about a low ticket to high ticket ascension. First of all, low ticket means anything priced between, let's say, $27 to $900. And are $7 or $0 to $900, and high ticket is anything above $2,500 to $10,000 or even more, right? $40,000 as well. Just that you know what you mean. And we basically want to sell a low ticket offer first, and then we want to upsell them on a high ticket offer. This is basically the entire logic of this funnel, right? Just with that being said, why shouldn't you just run a simple VSL or webinar funnel campaign only? Why should you even care about low ticket to high ticket? Well, my opinion is often funnel complexity isn't needed at all. And every single new layer that you add to your funnel just means you're losing time. You're adding complexity to something that won't have the highest return on ad spend or on time, for example. But the low ticket to high ticket ascension is different because it opens a completely new pool of buyers. And you're getting paid for acquiring them, as I said. So getting paid to acquire customers means we can reinvest that cash flow in the front end, right? Meaning we can scale reliably, meaning we're getting the cash back in probably 5 to 10 minutes after investing it, meaning we can fucking scale this entire operation to the moon, right? And I will show you right now all the different benefits that a low ticket to high ticket ascension has. So first of all, audience. I don't know if you know it, but essentially in Meta, again, guys, low ticket to high ticket ascension purely just makes sense with paid traffic. I don't know why you should ever bother. Sure, you can integrate this upsell pages in your organic traffic as well, but especially for scaling with paid ads, this is all we're talking about, just to clarify, right? So essentially in Meta, the audience that you want to target is selected through your audience selection, first of all. We generally always tend to do broad because Meta nowadays, with the post and drama section, is getting better than our personalized targeting. Meta is literally telling us, fuck all of these audience selections that you have, I can do it better. Okay, so that's why we go broad. And then our messaging determines the targeting, plus, very, very important thing here, our standard event. Okay, so this means that the pool of potential customers, when we don't want to change our messaging right now, what we can surely broaden our messaging, but this is not the main thing of this video, right? Not the topic of this video. So when we want to broaden that pool of potential customers, even switch it to a more affluent pool of customers, this is determined by your standard event selection. And as you can see over there, when we think about, let's say, these are 80% of the customers in Meta. They aren't, right? Let's say, right? Then I, for example, have my follower event over here. So when I select the standard event follow for an engagement campaign, I would target only these customers. I wouldn't be able to target these customers over there, okay? Now, when I select the lead event, I would target only these customers, okay? Now, when I select the complete registration event, I would only target these customers. Same thing for the schedule event, okay? So the schedule event, what we generally use for a VSL campaign, would only be these kind of customers. So with all of the campaigns that we generally run for webinars, which could be lead, complete registration, or for VSL, which is schedule, we are missing the purchase customers. And this is big, guys. You don't understand how big this is. Purchase is the highest intent event in Meta. This is generally a database of people who have purchased services that are especially similar to your service online for a similar price point in the past, and Meta has more than 56,000 data points on this customer behavior. Okay. So you are currently, when you're running a VSL or a complete registration campaign, or whatever, or webinar campaign, you are excluding this pool of customers, which is one of the most affluent. Meta is handing you this pool of customers on a silver tablet. You're not taking it if you're not running a purchase campaign or a low ticket to high ticket ascension, right? So this pool of customers wasn't available when we were running VSL or VSL campaigns only. And another thing, guys, that you need to think of, like kind of broadening the audience that you're currently fishing in. So if you're watching my videos, you know that I'm always preaching these 4 type of different market demographics. So we have the non-buyers, people who will never buy from you. We have the mass market, where all the competition is at, people who aren't aware, they aren't even aware they have a problem. Then we have needs convinced people, people who already know they have a problem, but they just need this final edge to actually buy your solution. And then we have in-market people, in-market customers. So these are basically customers who are already sold on the solution, who just looking for a product who have pain, who are already in this market, right? Who are already in the trenches and who have certain problems, and we have solutions to their problems. So for example, for me, if you're an online coach right now, you're my in-market customer. If you have an agency right now, you're my in-market customer. If you are, again, a SaaS agency as well, you're my in-market customer, right? Because you are already in the marketing space, in the ad space, you're selling an offer online. What you need is marketing and sales to make more money, and especially ads to scale, right? Who wouldn't be an in-market customer for me is someone who's just looking to start with marketing online, for example, right? So someone who's currently working a 9-to-5, looking to get into marketing, online business, he would be in the needs convinced niche, and someone who doesn't even know that marketing exists, who's kind of like just living his life, who's comfortable, but who would potentially buy if I make him more aware of this entire opportunity. would be in the mass market demographic. I think this makes it very, very clear. So again, when we think about this in-market demographic, which is generally 4% of the overall market, because obviously there aren't that many people, there are way more people in this 9 to 5 position, for example, or in the needs convinced one, or in the mass market than in the in-market. And in-market is generally 4%, depending obviously on the kind of market that you're in right now. And this market is again divided by because this is the messaging that you select. So when you think again back, right? And we see over there, we have the messaging. I'm drawing more stuff than my report is. So the messaging is essentially determines these kind of 4 demographics. And we generally always go with in-market messaging because they have the lowest sales friction, they have the most money to invest, they have pain, right? And then this messaging again is determined by our standard event, right? So we are separating this 4% our audience, which is already lower, through our standard events. And if you don't target purchase, you're literally excluding a massive buying power of this audience, right? So low ticket to high ticket ascension allows you to fully exploit the in-market demographic before you need to broaden your messaging. What will happen at scale? But when you switch to standard events, you still have the advantage to actually exploit and take advantage of this entire demographic, right? Another big thing is signal quality. So what I said earlier, purchase event is the highest intent event that we have. When we just think about what someone could do on a website, what is getting tracked by a pixel, right? So basically purchase, pull out their credit card, give you the money. Very high intent, shows people who are generally more prone to take action, right? Then we have the initiate checkout event, like when someone just clicks on initiate checkout. Maybe he doesn't purchase at all, but he again took the initiative to add things to their cart and click on initiate checkout, but for any reason didn't do it. Then the add to cart event, someone showed the intentional action of actually adding something to their cart, which shows kind of a positive buying behavior. Schedule event, still good for VSL campaigns. Complete registration event, still good. Submit application, rather low quality. Lead, very low quality. Follow a low quality event, and all the other stuff that you could have there. View, page view, subscribe, all the stuff over there. Again, very, very low quality events that we don't want to target with our direct response marketing campaigns. So what I can generally highly recommend you is, what you're currently probably not doing if you're running just VSL campaigns, profile funnels, or whatever, you're not taking advantage of these 3 very, very high intent, and especially this one, standard ones. So these people who will purchase, you're basically telling the algorithm to find you people who purchased in the past, like someone who sees and buys something, who has a higher income because he takes action on buying stuff, who has a higher trust and kind of builds trust quicker, obviously, than someone who's more skeptical and who has a higher willingness to act, right? And these people will be way more likely to ascend to the high ticket offer. Their behavioral DNA is different, and Meta knows this, right? Because Meta literally knows a lot of things. Okay. And then the schedule event generally just attracts rather people who are information gatherers, who are booking calls to learn, compare, and think about it. Again, you can obviously then do a lot of things with pixel conditioning when you don't have your application form and you only report schedule events back, which have succeeded in your application form, so are qualified. But again, a schedule event is not the same thing. Booking a call, no matter how qualified he might be, is not the same thing as actually purchasing a product. That's why you need to optimize for purchase events. Okay. Now, again, another big thing is that the schedule and complete registration event, if you're in the high ticket space, especially in the info space, this is an event that's used by your entire competition. Because not everyone who's literally, I'm telling you, I don't know why it's the case. I think because of this operational complexity, because you're running campaigns that fully depend on your marketing, and most people just don't seem confident, because obviously, like when we think about the upsell pages that we have, like these sales are just happening through our marketing, right? and not like the salesperson is just plays a margin on the road and all that. Because your competition is literally the vast majority of high-ticket businesses are running VSL funnels or webinar funnels online. I don't see many high-ticket businesses. I'm not telling you this from being in their ads managers when I'm taking over campaigns, when I'm reviewing consulting clients, for example. Not so many of them are actually running purchase campaigns, okay? And none of them low-ticket to high-ticket ascensions, right? So the purchase audience in your niche is relatively uncrowded, okay? Again, when you think about your niche, your messaging determines your market, and then your standard event determines a certain kind of audience. The purchase event is where less competition is at, okay? So you're fishing in a lake that almost nobody else is fishing in. And yeah, I think this sketch demonstrates it pretty well. This is kind of like the VSL or webinar lake, especially VSL lake, because webinars come with more operational complexity. This is kind of the low ticket lake where way less people are currently fishing it, especially when they then optimize it with a high ticket campaign, right? And also, this means that your CPMs will be lower, okay? Because your cost per millis, so your cost per 1,000 impressions, so what it costs you to get your ad in front of 1,000 people, will be lower because obviously you're in a market with less competition, and competition means you're competing for the ad space, meaning your ad costs, your cost per millis will rise. This is, for example, why the trading niche in the info space is so has such high cost per millis, or the e-commerce space as well, because there are a lot of people running ads in this space, right? Meaning your ads get way more reach for the same spend, and your cost per result will obviously be lower. And on top of that, purchase leads haven't been pitched hundreds of times by people getting on a sales call or whatever, or registering for the webinar. And like, be aware of this. Like, people, when they retarget people on Meta, when they run a broad campaign, and we generally tend to target people who have purchased, who have scheduled a call in the past, who have completed a registration in the past. Meta is optimizing for this kind of people, okay? So these leads are very likely to have registered for other competitors' webinars in the past, or even they have been on a competitor sales call. Meaning, when you go with purchase, where people have purchased something maybe, right? You essentially go with people who haven't been burned by the thousands of VSL campaigns and webinars that are out there, because the amount of low ticket to high ticket funnels is way low. So this means their sales friction is lower as well, and they're easier to sell. Another big thing of low ticket to high ticket ascension is the liquidation. So with a VSL or a webinar funnel, every dollar we invest is a sunk cost until a high ticket sale closes. So let's say your cost per call is $200. You're spending $10,000 a week, right? Then you generally have a 3 to 7 day wait until you cash collect something, right? And sometimes this might just be $5,000 because something is broke there. Maybe your messaging is bad. Your pixel operates in recency bias, meaning like when a pixel finds some leads, okay, it could suddenly, it happened to us, it could suddenly switch buckets and attract broker leads. And when you're running a VSL funnel, you will just get to know all this on the time of the call, right? Because there might be leads who are not responsive, then other leads rescheduling, and it could take you 3 to 7 days, even more time to actually get your money back. And maybe then they're just closing on a payment plan, okay? So in a bad week, your upfront cash you might not even be profitable on the upfront, right? You might not even be profitable with your campaign after 3 to 7 days because of the lead quality. And you don't know this because you're upfront in cash and you're not directly getting the purchase event back, because it's a scheduled call event, which generally takes place 2 or 3 days when it's rescheduled, another 2-3 days when something happens, follow-up call, you know? So basically your sales cycle is longer, okay? So with a VSL funnel, you're essentially risking capital, and it can take weeks until the deal actually closes. And this gives you a cash flow problem because you cannot confidently invest money, more money, and a lot of more money a lot more money in the front end when you don't have money coming in the back end and you don't know about lead quality. Because again, a pixel operates on recency bias and you need to be on top of your campaigns. It's not a set and forget approach, okay? That's what I'm saying. Like for my clients, when I'm partnering with clients, I'm always saying, as a media buyer, I need to be involved, not only as a media buyer, as a marketing agency. I need to be involved in every single step, right? Because I need to review your feedback from your sales team. I need to know what to change in every single step of the journey. Okay. Are we still live though? We hope. What just happened? Yes, sir. We're still live. Again, a lot of stuff that I'm about to lay down. We didn't even start with this video yet. By the way, if you like what you've seen, I'm offering this entire implementation for my clients as a service. So feel free to reach out to me on growinginfo.com. Book a call with me. It's below in the description, or reach out to me on Instagram. I'm dropping a lot of reels there as well, and a lot of nuggets that I'm not revealing here on YouTube. Kind of like an interplay between these two contents strategies there. So again, also if you're a new subscriber, I would highly appreciate a follow. Welcome you in the 6 to 7 figure club. And again, give me a like on this video, give me a subscribe, and let's dive right in back here. Okay. So we have this cash flow problem, which makes scaling difficult. Okay. So why don't you go with a self-liquidating offer? A self-liquidating offer is a front-end product priced to cover the costs of acquiring the customer. Okay. So it covers, and again, read this twice. It covers the ad spend. It covers the ad spend. So the backend becomes pure profit. It self-liquidates the ad campaign. Okay. And this is massive. A self-liquidating offer allows you to scale infinitely. Well, obviously not infinitely, but on a very, very high scale, because there is no cash flow ceiling, because you're getting the cash that you're investing straight back if you're doing it the right way. So you can directly reinvest what you make from the front end sale. Okay. So essentially, when we compare this to a traditional high ticket funnel, we have a delayed cash flow, right? So net cash flow, here's your ad spend, we're spending a lot, then we're getting some money back. We have this negative cash flow period. It kind of seems to equal out over there. Then we have the break-even point over there from a campaign, and then this delayed sales revenue. This could even be negative, right? Or we could just break even from this campaign. Now, with a self-liquidating funnel, we have this immediate cash flow. So we, as you can see, we are not starting at the 0 point. We're already starting in a positive spectrum with our front-end offer revenue, because we're investing money and we're getting it back, guys. Like, when I'm running a campaign to a landing page, someone clicks on my ads, takes 60 seconds to view the ad, clicks on the ads, maybe doubles around for 1 minute, is on the landing page, watches my VSL, which is generally just 4 minutes on these low ticket offers. So 6 minutes, thinks about the decision, 10 minutes to make the purchase. Okay. I'm getting my response from my ad in 10 minutes and I'm getting my money in 10 minutes just from the front end. And then the upsells obviously might be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, even a bit longer, depending on the kind of customer. This is something you need to be aware of. With a traditional high ticket funnel, with webinars, this could be 7 to 10 days. Obviously, also then with the sales calls, even longer. And with a VSL campaign, very similar thing. So with a self-liquidating offer, we have this immediate cash flow that we can then reinvest into scaling. And we even have the upsell revenue, right, which is increasing our blended average order value. And we have this compounding acquisition capacity that I'm going to talk about in just a second. So again, I just want to run you through the maths and the blended AOV and so on. So let's say we sell our fronted offer at $97, which is a very good price point that I will lay down right now, why we don't sell it for $7, okay? And then we upsell. Number one would be at $197, and we have a 30% take rate for this upsell. It's a bit optimistic, but I'm going with a very high cost per purchase, so this would make still a lot of sense. And then we have, since only 30% take it, 30% of 197, $59 blended AOV from this upsell one per customer, right? Per 100 customers or whatever. And then we have an upsell to at $379, a 15% take rate, again, 15 times $379, $57 blended AOV per customer. So our average order value would be 213, right? From one acquisition through the blended AOV that we're getting. I hope this makes a lot of sense, right? So we send this front end offer, then obviously 30% take this one, meaning blended AOV of $59 from this, then 15% from this upsell, take this one, meaning $57 from this. Then we have an overall AOV, including the front end offer as well, right? So this would be plus equals 213. And let's say our cost per purchase is even higher. We're not profitable with the front end offer, which might be. Then we would basically have a cost per purchase of $150. And our profit per customer acquired would be $63 through the upsells. And this is why good upsells and really guys, I'm telling you this, like these $63 are fully dependent on what you sell, how you price it, and how you frame it, what we're going to talk about in right a second. I'm literally even showing you deliverables for kind of a mock offer that I'm creating there, which I might even be selling. Why not? If you guys find this valuable. Again, so before a single high ticket conversion, this is something you need to be aware of. These are just a low ticket to mid ticket upsells. This is not the high ticket upsell yet. So keep in mind, all of these people who purchased will see your thank you page where they then have this with the VSL that is trying to upsell them on the high ticket offer. This $63 per customer acquired is happening before a high ticket sale. So you're getting paid per customer. Okay, this is the math behind things. And yeah, maybe a 30% take rate might be quite low, but quite high. But again, this could be a 20% take rate, and a cost per purchase generally could even be lower than $97. Okay, so something to keep in mind. So best case scenario, you have a negative cost per acquisition, meaning your average order value is higher than your cost per purchase. So every high ticket sale is 100% pure profit. This is what we call a well-optimized funnel, right? Now, you also have a competitor's advantage because over all the guys who are running VSL, webinar funnels or whatever, when you spend more on ads than any competitor in your market, you have kind of like a winner takes it all funnel, right? So you're getting instant feedback when the CPP, the cost per purchase skyrockets. You can instantly make adjustments. You just have this speed to data, you know what I'm saying? So basically you have the capacity to review a campaign at every single step of the journey. More benefits are upsell happens within minutes and you give direct feedback. The no-show problem disappears because obviously, like for the upsells, now for the high ticket upsell, there still is no-show problem, but essentially you're doing all the stuff without your sales team. You don't have to pay commissions. People who paid are more likely to get on a call because they paid for an offer first and they want to get on the call, which is framed as a free call. You're improving the quality of every single call for this high ticket upsell as well, while reducing your cost per acquisition. Again, you're getting more qualified customers on these calls with your sales teams because they just took action and purchased something. Okay, this is very, very important for you guys to keep in mind. Now, with that being said, another massive thing, and this is what I'm seeing, so many marketers out there kind of have a surface level of buyer psychology understanding. And I know this because I've got like a bunch of books behind me there on this. One of them, for example, You Cash Advertising, insanely good book from Drew Eric Whitman. But obviously you need to implement what this guy is teaching in your very own marketing, okay? So otherwise books aren't worth anything. Another massive book is Influence by Robert Cialdini. It's also over there. You can't see it right now. So basically the fundamental challenge is selling a 5K offer is that there's a massive trust deficit on cold traffic. You're asking people who don't know you to hand them 5K within 3 days after booking the first touch point with you for VSL funnel, for example, right? Without any previous results that you got them. Very, very important. You didn't get these guys any results and you're asking them for 5K, okay? That's why our close rates are typically around 20% on cold traffic for a very, very dialed in sales team. And all this bullshit is like, I just saw a couple of posts or I don't know, like people are talking about 90% close rates or stuff like that. And I'm like, where are you guys operating in? Yeah, if you're selling a warm offer, again, it won't be 90%, but sure, like always keep this in mind. Like your close rate can't be 90%. I don't know where you in the world your close rate could be 90%. Okay. Keep this in mind when you're seeing stuff online. Again, massive book, Robert Cialdini. So small actions come with huge outcomes. A 97 purchase changes something in our brain. In your brain, in my brain, in nearly everyone's brain who isn't a cyborg yet. So once they make a small commitment, they are psychologically predisposed to make larger commitments. Okay, this is step by step by step by step journey. This is the same thing with when you're going to the gym, for example. You commit to 15 pull-ups a day, and then you're hitting the next rep. You're hitting 20 pull-ups on the other day, 25 on the next one. It's small steps, a progressive journey, okay? So they're already reinforcing their internal beliefs through taking action. They pay and they reinforce their belief as being an action taker, for example, okay? And even when they see wins, they reinforce this belief even more through affirmation and confirmation of their action. And when we humans take action, we are desperate for confirmation and affirmation, self-affirmation, and from other parties. We want to know that what we just did was right. We want this feedback. We want to be appreciated, all of us. Our actions should be appreciated, especially if we pay money, if we pay our hard-earned money, right? So the low-ticket product must be insanely valuable. Like, I can't emphasize this enough. It must be valuable to your ideal customer, and it must kind of like seem 5 to 10x of what they're actually paying for, right? The value. So when someone implements something, what you do, they should get a quick win, okay? They should get a very quick win. Within the first 3 to 4 days that I already see a quick win. This could be, for example, I already set up my first Amazon account. Hey, I'm getting ungated for this product. Or hey, I already built my first AI agent. And hey, I already got my first response from my outreach or whatever, right? So their trust will go up after this win. And this is the perfect method in any single thing, not only in the low ticket to high ticket funnel. When someone got a win in your community, wherever, reach out to them via personal message and try to upsell them if you have an upsell program available. If you don't have an upsell program available, what the hell are you doing? Okay. Now, as you can see over there, when someone buys a low ticket, we generally want to get them win number 1, win number 2, win number 3 quickly, then upsell them on number 1 if they didn't buy directly, right? This is very important. Obviously, they could buy this upsell directly, but we were following it up with them through a setting, through emails, which I'm going to run you through in a while. And then we want to get them more wins through upsell 1, even through a low ticket front end, more wins, and then basically get them to upsell to 2, get them some more wins, and then upsell them to the high ticket. And this is kind of the small ladder of commitment, which will make these leads way more likely to buy. So make sure that what you're offering is actually valuable. Okay. And another big thing is the objection elimination. So people might very, very often, a huge objection of people who want to lay down 5K, for example, is I'm not sure if this will work for me. Now, let's assume we sold them a $97 offer and maybe a $197 upsell. They already see their first win, then they know it works, okay? And their excitement level is way higher, and it's easier to close them on the high ticket offer. So low ticket products are kind of like a layup for the high ticket sale through massive value delivery and through commitments and through wins, okay? And the wins are very, very important. Now, another big thing is a referral system. So the biggest advantage of low-ticket products is that you can sell loads of products, right, to thousands of leads. For example, when I'm thinking about high-ticket, like I will have less customers, and they will have a higher price. Generally, my high-ticket product takes more time to see wins with, right? Or like big ones, let's say like this. So whenever someone buys a low-ticket product and actually sees the results, it becomes kind of like a micro ambassador for your brand. They tell everyone in their network, so we kind of leverage this word of mouth effect. And this leads to additional referral sites. So when you're selling to a lot of people, what I wanted to say is the chance that these people will refer kind of a low priced ticket offer to someone else in the network is high. So you should, pro tip, incentivize referral through a discount or on one of the upsell offers for the leads, for example, who refer someone, or even through a free lead magnet, or even you could say something like you're getting, I don't know, $50 for a referral on a $197 offer, and then obviously it's a kind of discounted for the other customer, right? This is something we could do. Or simply like giving them $50 and the other one pays still the $197. So basically take advantage of this. Building referral system, very, very crucial. Word of mouth effect, one of the biggest things that I'm seeing, which is still generating a lot of sales nowadays, right? In this age of paid advertising. So with this being said, you should now have a very, very good and broad picture on why you should run low ticket to high ticket funds. And this was important because you first need to do why you're doing something, right? Obviously, your brain as well needs to understand why it's doing something. And I think this was a very, very in-depth breakdown that hopefully you're sold right now on launching a low ticket to high ticket ascension. Now, with that being said, let's get into the meat and potatoes of what to do, how to build the offers the wrong way, the right way, how to price, what the offer tree is, one of my favorite concepts here. Then the upsells, my offer as a mock offer, I show you the landing pages and I show you the entire backend selling system, okay? With that being said, guys, let's dive right in. So again, all this negative cost per acquisition, this getting paid for acquiring customers is pure fantasy. If you aren't selling the right front-end offer, the right upsells, and position them in the right way at the right price that actually converts. So keep in mind, you don't have a sales team that can clear up the mess for you. Your marketing needs to get people to pull out their credit cards. If your front-end offer isn't responding, we don't do an opt-in on the front end. There are people doing this. We don't, because it just adds friction, especially to a completely cold customer. It's kind of like bullshit. Why should you add an opt-in, right? So what we want to do is dial in the front-end offer and the landing page that much that people pull out their credit cards, okay? The biggest mistake that you can make with low-ticket products is trying to solve the entire problem. If your $97 offer solves their entire problem, they have zero reason to buy a $10,000 upsell, okay? So the wrong way would be that the low-ticket offer offers the solution to, I don't know, 60% of the pie, okay? And the good way would be if only this is your solution, for example, maybe even smaller. And if they still, like, once they get your solution to this kind of small problem, the big problem reveals and they need another solution for that. So you're laying up deals. You're not solving the entire thing, okay? Meaning your low ticket product must deliver a marginal results, okay? It should solve one specific pain point, but in doing so, it should illuminate a way more complex problem that your high ticket offer solves, or even kind of, let's say it solves this problem, and then the upsell solves this problem, and then the next upsell solves this problem, maybe even smaller, and then all this stuff is the high ticket offer, okay? And also the satiation timeline is very important to keep in mind. So every product has a satiation timeline, meaning the time it takes for a buyer to consume the product, feel satisfied, meaning getting a win, and be ready for the next step. For a low ticket product, this timeline must be short, especially for the front end one. 3 to 7 days ideally, maybe even 1 day. Otherwise, you're making upsells literally impossible. Like, they should take your product, being able to consume it in 1 to 2 days, and then instantly get a sale, instantly get a win, okay, after implementing. So as you can see over there, I could sell a 100-hour video course or whatever, which would take them 6 months to finish, and maybe they get good and bigger results, but like 6 months after their purchase, right? Or I could sell something like a low-ticket playbook or 1 masterclass, 1 hour masterclass, which is very, very value dense and directly gets them a win. And I have a way lower time and satiation timeline. Okay, and then I can upsell them from there. Now, again, this example, right? So generally a 30-page playbook would be good, or a 45-minute masterclass that they can consume in a single day and get a win on the next one. Now, another big thing is the price. So the price is something like the big filter. Let's say here's your bouncer. Okay, they want to get into the club, into the low ticket club. And we have this $97 filter where we filter out broke leads. Okay, and we want to make sure this is dialed in, because if we're getting brokies, they won't upsell. They won't even upsell to the high ticket offer. And this is a very big error I see even kind of sophisticated media buyers do. Pricing at $7 to $27 is a fatal error for high ticket ascension, showing you don't understand buyers' psychology, right? And I don't want to be right. I just want to make money. So here's the thing. The person who buys a $7 offer is a freebie seeker who happen to have a few dollars in their ad account. Rich people will never buy a $7 offer. There's no reason for that. And they don't have this in their buying history, and Meta neither. So when you're telling Meta, oh, I want to optimize for a $7 to $27 purchase, you're literally telling Meta's AI to go and get you some brokies, right? And on top of that, these leads relate a lower value to your offer because they paid a lower price for it. This is what we call perceived value. The price acts as a signal. You're positioning yourself as low. And then your high ticket offer will be way harder to upsell, okay? Because leads invested $7 and then you're trying to upsell them on a $5K offer. Just think about what happened when my leads invest $300, right? The upsell offer, first of all, they will relate more value with my offer, and the offer will appear way more valuable to them, right? So when you think about this, with a $7 offer, you're telling Meta to go out there and optimize for people where you maybe have one affluent customer in this bucket. You're fishing in this bucket with a $7 offer because you're reporting $7 events back to Meta and attracting people who buy a $7 offer. Now, when you go with a $27 offer, you have some more, but still not that many affluent people there. When I go with a $97 offer, I have more people with more money, and Meta optimizes for that, right? Meta has this buying history. Do you think there is no one out there who has paid a $97 on a million people advertising platform? Well, even a million of people is there right now, I think. Just think about this, right? Even a billion of people. So at $97 to $197, you have enough gross margin to absorb a $60 to $80 cost per acquisition and still break even or profit. Another big thing, your cost per acquisition will generally be relatively higher when we go with a $7 or $27 offer, simply because of the ad spend in this space and for the acquisition and all these different drop-off points that you add over there. So with a $97 to $197 offer, your profit margins will be way higher. And it will be hard to survive with a $7 offer, okay? Especially on modern platforms. Especially if you're scaling where your cost per purchase will rise. So with a $97 to $197 offer, you're way more robust, okay? Now, with all that being said, this gets us to the offer tree. And the offer tree is one of my favorite concepts. So I want you to think about your entire offer, everything that you currently offer for your clients is this entire tree, right? You have your routes, which could be done for your services, service delivery. Then you have your trunk, which could be your main high ticket offer. Then you have some special modules over there. You have some templates, SOPs, community, and so on. And the main sub-mechanism, so the thing that we're selling in the low ticket offer, as I said, the one thing of the main big thing should be something like just one branch of this entire tree. Okay, it isn't a leaf. It's not valuable, but it's a branch. Okay, and for example, the front end offer that we're selling could be the small branch over here. And the upsell too could be this branch over here. The upsell could be this branch over here. So what I'm trying to say is you're not giving away the entire tree. Like they have the branch, but they want the entire tree to be able to flourish and scale and grow. Okay. And this is why I'm using this tree as a metaphor. So the high ticket offer is everything, right? and it's logically connected, naturally connected with the low ticket offer. So people should buy the branch and want the whole tree. And this is what you need to think about when you're thinking about low ticket offers, upsells. They need to make sense. They mean you need to be logically interweaved and be like arise out of the same root, arise out of the same trunk as well as all the other deliverables, but basically just be a specific branch. Okay. Now, example, my main tree, for example, for me, let's say I'm trying to sell a licensing or an offer or whatever. I'm not doing this, by the way, but I just love to use this as an example because it makes things very, very clear. My main thing here on this channel, what I said again in the introduction, is building and scaling your high ticket business to 6 to 7 figures. Now, for building and scaling your high ticket business to 6 to 7 figures, you need ICP selection, offer creation, email marketing, all different kind of funnels, backend selling system, sales team management, onboarding, backend automations, organic content marketing, content ad strategies, ads, direct response, pixel conditioning, referral systems, follow-up systems, copywriting, and so much more, right? So my sub-branch could be ads, right? And it is a very, very, very valuable sub-branch for a lot of people. So I could sell a full ads mastery guide, which kind of contains, let's say, a core playbook with step-by-step ad strategies. For example, I have direct response ad strategies for a webinar campaign, for a VSL campaign in there. Let's say I'm not doing more. I want to keep it neat, but this is still for $97. You know how much you could make with this playbook alone? I have campaign architectures, like literally all the, it's a playbook, kind of like a PDF guide, maybe even a physical copy of all that stuff, right? And I have a bonus would be my top 10 ad hooks, and another free bonus would be my pre-flight launch checklist, where you can kind of check all the things that you have done for your campaign. Did you set up the pixel correctly? Did you integrate the conversions API? Did you turn off site links on your ads? Look, a lot of things, and probably most of you guys have site links on there. And if you just turn these site links off, I'm telling you, you can make 5x this investment back. Maybe not more, maybe even more. Site links are already like when I have an ad over there, right? And basically, here's my headline, here's my learn more button, here's my preview text, right? Then below there, I have all these different site links to pages who have nothing to relate. So people will literally get distracted from clicking learn more and on your ads, and will click on these site links, get sent to pages who have no pixel on there, with nothing, right? So, and my picture for this offer could look like this: ads mastery guide with my logo. You get the full ads mastery guide again, the core playbook, top ads, hooks, pre-flight checklist, and right. This would basically be a front-end offer, which would make a lot of sense, which would still be very, very valuable, and it's just a small thing of the entire thing I do for my clients. Okay. Now, when you think about upsells, and upsells, again, guys, this is the magic. Like the front-end offer is important, but as we did like for in the maths, it might be that your front-end offer isn't profitable because you're pricing it even as a higher price, right? And the upsell is what's getting you this AOB, right? And what's making your campaign profitable before you even getting the high ticket upsell. And this is what you want. You want to be profitable on the front end with this campaign to be able to scale or at least break even. Okay. So with the upsells, this is the actual master discipline. In most cases, again, you won't be able to break even, which means your upsells must create this blended average order value. Upsells, very important. So, like, guys, this is so important. Please, if you just take one thing from this video, this should be it. Upsells must be logical. They should make a lot of sense instead of feeling like an intentional marketing strategy. People hate that. I hate it when I click on a page and the upsell makes absolutely no sense for me. I just see, yo, you want my money, I'm not giving you my money, right? So the logic should be, how do I get the people the results they just paid for with less effort and with a higher probability of success? So you relate to what they just bought, and you're telling them, look, if you buy this upsell, you will have a fast track implementation, right? So you will have faster results, safer results, more consistent results. You will get them quicker without any guesswork, and it will just be comfortable for you to buy this. Okay. So there's no reason why you shouldn't do it. So we either frame this as a fast track or the VIP upgrade. I rather go with fast track because it just shows that people are paying basically for the desired results, and they want this easing of pain and fear, and basically this easing of pain of doing it all on a long way, right? And VIP upgrade is kind of like statues, which doesn't make too much sense when selling a digital product. Okay. Now, again, guys, I want to show you a bunch of upsells that we currently see in the real world, right, from the big players out there. So you can take some inspirations, because obviously, depending on the niche that you're in, your upsells will be different, and you can not only integrate upsells in your low ticket to high ticket ascension funnel, but literally everywhere in your business. So see this kind of like a small upsell masterclass in here. For example, we have the airline industry, and we can see over there, this woman here is cramped. Right, they're cramping their things in there. Everyone looks kind of like pissed of being in the economy class. And then we have this business owner there with his wine, sipping his white wine or Secco or whatever it is, having his television over there, being absolutely comfortable and smiling. And obviously she knows this guy is making a lot of money, right? So we have the business class with economy class comparison, meaning when you buy a ticket, an economy ticket for $400, you will get your core promise fulfilled, which is getting you from New York to London safely. The upsell here is status. The upsell here is comfort. For an extra $500, you can upgrade to business class, right? So the psychology is they're selling you a better experience, speed through priority boarding, freedom of painful waiting times, freedom of all the stress that you have of missing your flight, a lie-flat bed, which is comfort, premium food, and obviously just this status of being in the business class, right? Nice seats. This is what these guys are selling you. Okay, so the upsell makes a lot of sense for people who have more money to invest. Now, another thing is B2B SaaS companies. When you see over there, this woman here trying to implement a CRM and set it up. And then we've got this team of engineers setting up the CRM, right? So for example, the main promise here would be, the core offer would be a $99 a month CRM software subscription, all other trials, whatever. Access to all the tools you need to manage the leads. You can literally do everything on your own. Or you move way faster, do the $1,000 white glove setup, meaning they're setting you kind of on private implementation where they're customizing this entire CRM for you. And maybe if you're a coach right now, you're thinking, why should I do that? Guys, like with big companies at scale, I've been working at the software companies. Our CRM was fully customized. It was like fully a white label of a software, full customization. And this can be very valuable. You can have buttons that do things, so a lot of stuff in there, right? So you import CSVs, map custom views, for example, build automations, and the upsell is pure speed over you, right? So they're upselling you $1,000, not $1,000 upsell on the $99 subscription, and their engineers will migrate all the data from your previous CRM, from your spreadsheets, from whatever, and build the dashboards in 48 hours, right? This is like speed. They're selling you this speed and this fast track. This is this implementation that I'm talking about, right? Another example is a VIP offer, a VIP ticket at a live concert. So the main offer here would be the $97 general admission ticket. You see your band, you get to hear the music, right? Or you could get the upsell, the $400 or maybe even $500 VIP meet and greet, where you then skip the early line. Again, speed, guys. Do you see how important speed is? Exclusive merchandise status. You have a 60-second conversation with the artist. Proximity, right? And then, again, this could be something like a group call or personal DM access to me, for example, or whatever, or a one-on-one coaching call. This is what proximity does, okay? Another example, and then we're done, and we're going to move on to my offer, is the car dealerships offer. So essentially, let's say you're selling a car like this base model here for $35,000, but then they can sell you like a tech upgrade for $5,000 over there, right? With a nice sound system, with a nice screen in there as well. Basically, they are the same engine, right? They have an engine for wheels and they get you to the desired destination. But a tech package, with premium screen, premium audio, adaptive cruise control, etc., kind of seems like this should be $5,000, like a way better experience. Just for like they're answering you down. They sold you a very high price, $35,000, and then just adding $5,000 for this nice upgrade over there. Who won't do it, right? And this is like literally every single company out there is leveraging upsells for their structure because it's kind of like free money, right? This guy could, like, if you wouldn't sell this tech package, he's leaving $5,000 on the table, and maybe, I don't know, this has a 10% or 15% take rate. Take this off, I don't know, like 100 customers, 10% take them would be 10 people that pay a $5,000 offer, would still be $50,000 out of 100 customers just from this upsell, right? Exactly. I don't know the exact numbers, right? So for my offer, let's remember what I wanted to sell, the Ads Mastery Guide. So the full Ads Mastery, core playbook, top 10 ad hooks bonus, and the pre-flight launch checklist. So basically the ad branch of this entire tree, right? Upsell number one, which would make a lot of sense, is the implementation fast track. So you get, because remember what I just gave you is a playbook or a PDF. You get over-the-shoulder video modules where I'll break everything down in depth. This could be 1 hour, for example, of me recording, me building the VSL campaigns, the webinar campaigns, everything discussed, of me showing you where the site links are, for example. And on top of that, it could include a plug-and-play targeting template. So if you're not going broad, I could show you the exact interest stacks, lookalike audiences that we use, the exact targeting for the most high-ticket niches that work pretty well. It could include an ad creative masterclass. So basically me deep diving into how to write ad copy, how to shoot, edit, and structure video ads. And all these are desires and problems that arise from people who just started with a general ads mastery guide. And with the campaign, they would be, but how do I write my creatives? But where should I shoot them? How should I edit them? How long should they be? How much should I write, right? And I'm giving you answers for this. And the upsell is just $197, right? Seems kind of cheap. So these deliverables are all logical upsells that align with the front-end offer, okay? The video models cover the exact topic that we discussed in the playbook in depth in another format. So people pay for eliminating 90% of the mistakes they might make while implementing all of this playbook on their own. And again, this should be $197. So this could be, for example, the upsell, the implementation fast track, right? Plug and play targeting templates, ad creative masterclass, over the shoulder video models. Now, my next upsell on this upsell would be the VIP accelerator, for example, right? Again, do you see how I have VIP and accelerator in every single work? Implementation fast track, I go heavy on the speed angle. This could be 4 recorded group coaching calls. I could frame one of them as a content ad strategy where I'm showing you stuff like the harvester or the forester or the cascade strategy that I just revealed on my channel, for example, that can also be run as a ad strategy, by the way, or retargeting masterclass where I show you the best retargeting settings, how to set up your retargeting audiences, right? Pixel conditioning framework, very crucial, right? Obviously, all this campaign setup doesn't matter if your pixel isn't reporting you good data back. Financial modeling, I show you exactly how you can scale reliably, right? The exact sheet I use to audit new clients' accounts. You get my exact financial modeling sheet that I use currently for my clients where I analyze the CPMs, CPLs, cost per clicks. Then I look at the bottlenecks. I could even include over there my custom view in the ads manager that I currently use to manage my VSL and Webby campaigns where I have 2 different custom views with custom metrics as well. And I could add another, you see, I'm just freestyling this stuff right now at this point. I could add another video about these custom view where I show you exactly how to set this up, where I show you exactly how you can customize it to your very own campaign. And why, guys, these custom views are crucial, like literally. I could include the scaling playbook. So what to do after the ads start working, how to scale progressively with aggressive scaling strategies and with kind of progressive and gradual scaling strategies across different campaigns. I could add a creative fatigue checklist how to analyze your data and see if your ads are fatiguing and what to do then, how to update your campaigns. And guys, just for $379, like I literally, when I first tried to run ads, I didn't have none of this information. And a lot of courses that I looked into have a lot of information on this, but they don't have the technical implementation, okay? And just me showing you all this technical stuff, way more in depth, obviously, like not on the Miro board, but on the ads manager, would be it's definitely $379 worth, right? So these upsell deliverables align again with the front end and with the upsell offer number 1. They represent advanced ad strategies, conditioning, which is crucial for ads. So all of the problems people run into, right? Meaning after they have success with the first playbook, they set up their first campaign, then they have problems with the lead quality. Then they have problems with content ad strategies. They have problems with scaling, right? Or with financial modeling, with tracking all the stuff. And I'm upselling you this offer. Okay, so the jump from 197 to 379 feels rather small since we already entered up the price, right? We didn't went from 97 to 379 directly. The next thing they see on this page after buying a $197 offer is this one. So this is basically the VIP accelerator, as you can see over there. We've got the group coaching calls, ad account audit, scaling playbook, a creative fatigue checklist, and the financial modeling masterclass. Now, the upsell number 3, and this is basically why we have the name low ticket to high ticket ascension, because obviously we're upselling a high ticket offer at the end. And this is a crucial upsell. So ideally, after upsell number 2, you already want to be profitable, right? Now, upsell number 3 is the growing info licensing, for example. And again, when you watch my offer structure videos, I generally advise doing a do-it-yourself offer at a 2.5K price point, a done with you offer at a 5K price point, and a done for you plus done with you offer. More about this in just a second for a 10K price point. Now, in this offer, we pitch the deliverables of the done for you offer on the VSL upsell page. And I will just run you through. This page is looks kind of weird for most of guys, but this is basically the VSL high ticket upsell page, right? And I'm pitching this offer over there, which basically I'm not revealing the price because I'm getting people to book on a call. So since it's not a direct purchase response here, what I basically want to do is just pitch all of the deliverables of the most valuable offer, which is the done with you offer, which contains all the deliverables of these offers as well. And then basically make the offer appear way more valuable. And then on the call, when people ask, yeah, I want to get all these deliverables, and then I'm telling them, the sales team tells them, yeah, for $9,970, they can then answer down, well, we could remove this and this and this, and you just pay the half, right? You just pay $5,000. Massive price entering effect, guys. This is why we always pitch the highest offer on our sales calls, even if the leads don't have so much money to invest. So this would be offer creation modules, for example, in the growing info licensing, a lot of stuff, right? This is the entire tree: ICP research module, copywriting, in-market messaging modules, VSL funnel modules, webinar funnel, backend, ads. This is the one thing that we're selling right now. I could even offer a way more profound version of this as well. Sales management, SOPs, PDFs, prompts, templates, my VSLs, my emails, my static ads, every single thing you need. One-on-one onboarding, community and group coaching, consulting calls, special module, the challenge funnel, special module, content marketing strategies, access to my full ads and webinar library, 3 months of one-on-one consulting, personal DM access to me, done for you ads manager setup, where I come in and set all the stuff up for you, done for you on my team. Webinar audits, VSL audits, where you send over your webinar and I try to audit it, or your VSL funnel audits, where you send over your funnel, I analyze drop-off points, send you the review. Done for you offer creation. I literally sat down and create an offer like this for you and frame it and the pitch deck. Done for you in-market avatar build. I tell you who to target. Done for you sales team placement. I place people from our very own sales network on your access, and you get a Simon AI access, which is a chatbot which has information to all of the stuff, right? So insane, right? And basically our upsells and our main branch is just the ads module, and maybe not even that in depth as how the growing info licensing is looking like. So for example, this could be an image that I could use on this page. the funnel modules, resources, done for you services, consulting, special modules, core curriculum. So they get the full tree with this offer, right? They get the full tree. And they should feel like they're paying 5 to 10x the value of what they pay. What actually is the case. So the offer is 30x more expensive than the upsell number 2, right? But it seems way more valuable. Okay. So if someone runs ads, he will have demand for all of the different deliverables: sales, ICP research, funnels, every single thing I just talked about, which makes my upsell insane. And it's kind of like an easy to climb ladder. Okay, I get my first ads mastery guide. Okay, then I get the video models and the fast track implementation. Okay, then I get the VIP ticket acceleration, pixel conditioning, and so on. Oh, and then I get the high ticket offer with everything. Okay, and this is how you upsells should actually look like. And let me run you through the landing pages really quick. So this would basically be a very simple landing page that, again, guys, I kind of freestyled these headlines in there. They're not the best. However, they show you the psychology behind the things. So basically, we would have our qualifier over there for online coaches, agency owners, and high-ticket businesses. Learn how to scale your business, dream outcome, in market language, reliably, dream outcome with ads. A lot of people don't associate reliability with ads. So you never run out of high-paying customers, right? Makes a lot of sense. Without gambling, burning money, or hiring useless agency, which are a lot of pain points that these people may relate to, just from what I know from communicating to my clients. Then we have the VSL, which is generally a 3 to 4 minute upsell a video over there where I'm trying to sell you on this offer, sell you all the deliverables. Buy now with a discounted price, could even add a timer in there for the first 15 minutes. Since it's kind of rather rich people messaging, I wouldn't do it. Then we have the Ads Mastery Guide, then all the deliverables that I'm describing there below, then a buy now, and then maybe some student proof or some ads videos from me on YouTube where you can see what I'm doing basically, right? For some proof. Very, very simple. Then someone purchases over there, and by the way, this is where we want to have the purchase event on Meta. Then someone purchases over there with the $97 value. I'm sorry. This is where we want to have the purchase event. $97, obviously, when someone hits this page, meaning he has purchased. When someone purchased, we're telling them affirmation, guys. Crucial. There's nothing like, do you see that there's nothing like, stop, don't leave this page. You're not done yet. Do not close this page. Where I'm creating a lot of panic. I'm talking about this a lot. We want to affirm, understand bias psychology. I can just quote Whitman again and basically understand, okay, they just took a decision. Where is my fucking guide? Like, you buy something online, your first question would be, where is my guide? When will I get it? Did it work? Or did you just take my money? Okay, so we're telling them, you just made a great decision. You received the guide via email in the next 5 minutes. Why I'm doing that? Because I want to give them time to upsell, right? Because otherwise, if I give them the guide on this page, they will be busy reading the guide and probably won't upsell because they want to finish this thing first. So I say to them, watch the video below to learn how you can do the absolute most with what you just purchased, the Ads Mastery Guide, okay? Learn how to cut your ads implementation time in half. And especially for business owners, they love saving time. So then there's my upsell VSL where I say something like, congratulations for buying the Ads Master Guide. You're on the best track for scaling your business reliably with ads. Now, what I've noticed that a lot of these playbooks and PDFs aren't actually the fastest way for, don't get the fastest results for people who buy it, simply because you need to see how the things are being implemented, which is why I've recorded video course modules on all of these different things that you're seeing written in the PDF. So I'll show you how this looks in real time and how you can literally do this alongside me, setting up all the campaigns. And on top of that, you're getting, what do you get, by the way? Plug and play targeting templates where I show you exactly who to target. You're getting a full ad creative masterclass because obviously now you know how to set up campaigns, but you don't know how to write your ads, how to edit them. And this is probably one of the most important things because our creative is our targeting. So you get all of this right now for a limited discounted upsell offer for implementation fast track offer for $197, guys. and so on, right? Deliverables again, proof. Then the next step would be, again, purchase successful. You're now implementing way faster than 90%, 99% of the people. Again, I could include we will send you the fast track via email. You see how I use this. This is the implementation fast track that we sell in. Implementing way faster than 99% of the people. Status, being superior of others, right? Learn what separates businesses who scale consistently from those who plateau quickly. Watch the video below to get the fastest results what you've just invested in. I could change this, make it a bit more different, but it's quite okay, because over there I've just got learn how to cut your ads, implementation time and health. Again, another upsell page video with same practices where you sell the VIP accelerator, very same practices over there. And then the next page is basically the thank you page, or the upsell page. Well done, you took a great decision towards scaling your business. Watch the video below where I explain exactly how to use your new guides effectively. Let's start scaling your business with math, not guesswork. This is just a thank you video. This is just telling them, thank you, just did a great action. I show you how to implement it, what to do. You will receive it right now. Click on this, do this and this and that, right? 4 minutes long. And we do this because we obviously first want to have good customer relationships. And again, we are affirming their decisions, which opens the path for future upsells. And yeah, this is exactly what we're doing over there below. So the next thing, this is on the same page, could be congratulations. You just bought a piece of the 7-figure system. Find out how to install our complete marketing and sales system into your business with me guiding you through every single step of the journey, right? I think this is kind of a good headline, which basically tells them, yo, you just bought this branch. Let's get the whole tree and make you some more money, right? And then we have the growing info licensing. Yeah, I think I could include this picture over there. Over there, by the way, I forgot this. We have the type form with the which then sends them to the scheduler where they can then book a call, and then again some description, like a sales page. This would obviously be apply now, and then we have our videos over there, right? And all the stuff is integrated with our backend selling system, right? So basically, this is our landing page structure. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different pages, and it's integrated with our backend upsell system. So let me run you through this real quick, because this is very important. Again, a lot of upsells or sales in general happen on the backend and happen because of our email marketing, generally around 15 to 20%, and our set is reaching out. So let's say someone sees our front end ad on Meta, on Facebook, or wherever, and clicks on the front end sales page. Then the question is, does he purchase the 97 guide because we don't have an opt-in? If he doesn't, we don't capture the data. If he does, he sees the thank you page upsell, where he then sees the OTO number 1, the fast track, right? And then the question is, does he skip this OTO or does he purchase it, right? Doesn't depend on what he does. You will then see the second purchase upsell, which is a $379. Does he skip it or does he purchase it? Doesn't matter what he does. You will then get sent to book to the thank you page with the thank you video and the upsell. Then, does he book a call? Does he fill out a type form and book a call? Yeah, you could first of all have a no partial submit, because we have this partial submit points, like when someone asks questions like this. And let's say they fill out their name over here, for example, then we have a partial submit over there. Then even if they don't book a call on stage number 5, we would still capture the data. If he doesn't partially submit, we still have their data from one of the upsells, obviously. And then we send them the according confirmation mail. Let's say this guy, for example, purchased this offer, didn't purchase this offer, and didn't partially submit. So what I would send them first is not trying to instantly upsell them and, hey, why didn't you book a call? Hey, why didn't you fill out a type form? Hey, why didn't you buy the $379 offer? What I would do is simply send confirmation email. Something like, yo, you just took one of the best decisions of what you've just done. You just purchased a fast track implementation. Like, here are all of your deliverables. Now let me show you some free value via email where I show you exactly how to implement this. And then I share some special diamond gem emails with them, kind of like, this email is the ad body framework. A whole email where I show them how they can write ad body copy with the ad creative masterclass that I gave them. Like kind of like confirmation emails, more value affirming their decision, right? Showing them how they can do the best with what they have just done. And only then, after a couple of these emails, after a few days, 2 to 3 days, I want to send them the upsell emails. Hey, you just did that, XYZ. Again, there's might be a big problem of setting up the pixel, XYZ, scaling, and so on. So what I try to upsell them there is not the call, but what I try to upsell them there first with the emails is the OTO offer. And then on top of that, my setter reaches out, and our setter, very, very important. The first call with our setter is kind of like a confirmation call. Hey, I saw you just purchased the OTO offer. Just want to make sure you got it. Do you need any questions? Do you have all the deliverables right now? Do you have any questions? Can I help you with anything? Just want to make sure we are aligned and you get the best results with what you just did. This is the first call. By the way, you will hear back from me. I will share some more value with you on how to do XYZ. And then the setter reaches out again after 1 to 2 days. And then there's the upsell call. So we kind of position ourselves as a team member, as a friend, which directly lowers their guard. Okay. So another point is the partial submit. Let's say someone books a call and actually partially submits. Then what I would do with, again, same confirmation page, best practices, same confirmation with the setter. In the upsell emails, I would then rather tend to, let's say, for example, he still didn't purchase this offer. In the upsell emails, I would then, based on conditional logic, if this then that logic, try to upsell him on booking the call, because this is probably the best potential since he's already shown interest and filled out his data in there. And obviously probably, which means he probably watched the VSR and is aware of this, right? Very important, guys. This is marketing automation at a very high level. And then again, confirmation setter call, upsell call, where he tries to book in a call with the closer, compared to here where he tries to upsell them on the OTO. Then we have the booked call over here. Yeah, when someone books a call, obviously he gets, again, confirmation emails for the things that he just purchased, where we again share a lot of value with them, help them, just useful resources, value dense emails. Then we send the pre-call emails, pre-call, and again, these confirmation emails will help them also, will hire their openness of mind of receiving new information on the call, and they'll actually upselling because they see we're taking care of our customers. And then we have the confirmation call with the setter for purchasing the upsells or the front end offer, and a triage call as well, where he shows how their budget is. Again, maybe you don't even need to do the triage call because this person literally probably has purchased, lay down at least $300, if not more. So this would already kind of assume that he's qualified. But again, this is something like adding the triage call is something that you want to do based on the lead data that you're getting in there. And yeah, guys, with this being said, this was the full low ticket to high ticket ascension masterclass. I hope you found it extremely valuable. Again, guys, this is like stuff that you can, everything I showed you right now is stuff that you can lay down for your very, very own campaign. Obviously tailored to your offer, but you can literally copy these exact price points. They will perform very, very well if you're in a similar niche than me. And yeah, you can literally get paid for acquiring customers with this low ticket to high ticket funnel. And we discussed all the benefits of doing so. So with this being said, if you want me or us guys to come in there and implement the entire thing for you, completely done for you, set up the offers, set up the upsells, set up the pixels on the back end, set up the entire marketing on automation and conditional logic in there, because guys, this can be a kind of like a bit of a heavy lifting in there, and set up everything like script the headlines, script USLs, headlines, very, very important in there as well. Set up the entire landing pages, like literally every single thing, and not only the low ticket offer, this is an upsell, but every single thing that we do, right? I've laid it out over there, right? Basically, webinar funnels, VSL funnels, in market. Again, I don't sell this offer. What I do everything done for you, right? So even more valuable than this offer, because you literally get me implementing all of the stuff in your offer, right, with my business partner. So if that sounds interesting for you, feel free to DM me on Instagram. And also, feel free to book on a call with me on growinginfo.com. And actually, guys, I've created a tool for everyone who stays until the end because I want to reward people who stay until the end of my videos. I've recorded a full, scripted a full low ticket to high ticket guide, which is kind of like a website on a PDF with some nice design that you can take right now and put into your AI projects, reference it, and even leverage it to build your very own high ticket offer, low ticket to high ticket ascension with everything that I laid down right now. You can literally put it into your AI project and we'll do it for you, right? So with that being said, guys, again, appreciate you watching this video. Feel free to share this video with everyone who might be willing to implement a low ticket to high ticket ascension. Feel free to give me a like, subscribe, and book that call if you want speed, execution, and precision, guys. Take care.